On team was scoring the other. Ball played back. This is terrific. This is terrific bowling.
Batsman name?
16 for 3.
After 4.4 overs, a majority, if not all those runs, coming with the ball hitting the blade or the batters. Satish is in now, and hope it is not the same case that we have seen up until now, the ball hitting the bat. Another little man at the crease. This was terrific. The outswing as well. Naresh Naik's bowling action actually gets him that outswing. His non-bowling arm is one of the best I've seen at a young age for youngsters. Just watch his action. That uses his non-bowling arm to give him strength, and with support and attention, this man can become a very handy bowler. And don't forget the pitch that he's bowling in. This is a bowler's nightmare. Another delivery on the stumps at pace of a couple of steps. I've never seen this. I've been watching cricket for 45 years now. Nice shot, very nicely played. Looked very stylish and gets 2 runs for his effort. I must say, the first proper cricketing shot in this innings. After the 5 overs have been bowled, and after 3 wickets have been lost already. On the stumps, another elegant shot, this time straight to the fielder. Fayaz looks good. How about Satish? We'll find out. Lovely bowling. It has been such a pleasure watching this quality of bowling, the accuracy. And that outside the off-stump line, it's not something that comes out of thin air. You need to practice. And it's visible that these boys put in practice. Good fielding by the fielder. The ball sped to him. And I'm really impressed by both these bowlers. If Malla Reddy can have a full-fledged run-up and then bowl like a proper bowler, he will become very, very effective. 6 overs completed. Struggling at 20 for 3. Our NVS team challengers, they have not yet challenged their opponents. And that's something that the gulf between the two teams at this point is clearly visible. The Namis cricket team looks totally in control at this point of time. Will the tide change? We'll find out over the next 4 or 5 overs. Sam is another bowler. The bowlers look very similar in this side, and hopefully for the batters, they're not as fast and as accurate as the other 2 guys, or else it'll be a very tragic story for the batters. It's very sad to see that it's been unrelenting, this bowling. No mercy, no sympathy. Just good, fast bowling. Good accurate bowling and tucked towards long leg. Just the one run taken. Not a good throw, it must be said. Small things in the field that can allow your opponents to come back into the match. And that's something that Team Dunamis cricket team should not allow. If you've got your foot on your opponent's throat, keep it there or press it harder. 21 for 3. Has a lovely approach to the crease. Whips the ball. The batter tries to flick the ball towards the leg side. The ball takes the outside edge. Fayaz it was. They're looking better, both these batters. And this boy, Sam, has a very nice run-up, but he just, at the point of delivery that he needs to work on his action. A good leap actually leads you into the delivery. Doesn't have a leap. Just keeps going straight. Lovely shot. Nicely turned towards deep mid-wicket. Gets a boundary. Who would have imagined that a batter would have hit a boundary after seeing the kind of bowling that we have seen in this innings? Very nicely played. Got on top of it, waited for the ball, turned his wrist, got 4 runs. Satish looking good. And always good to see a battle in a cricket match, not a one-sided affair. Pulls out. Has struggled for his run-up. Samuel, although he's landed the ball in the right areas, not at his rhythmic best. Samuel. Lovely bowling, this one. Even the keeper was moving in the other direction. And the ball brushed the bat. Very lucky boundary. Satish lucky to be there. But what a beautiful delivery. Nice high arm. And the release of the ball is so good to watch from a youngster. What the leap does just before the delivery is it sets you up and allows you to take advantage of the effort that has gone in till that point of time when you bowl. And I'll be very keenly watching these youngsters. Another good delivery, driven this time. Long off comes into play. Just the 1 run. And Samuel does another good thing for a young man. Seems to think about his game. Very focused young lad. And a lot of good things that are visible. This time it was short. Sometimes he tends to stray down middle and leg, and he'll learn, he'll become better. But good first signs from this man. End of 7 overs. The score looking much healthier at 32 for 3. Although the bowlers are still in control. The good bowling continues. Regardless who comes in and bowls, this team seems well prepared. And that's the pleasure of watching a team that is so well prepared. Ball on the stumps. Thump it towards long on. Just the 1 run taken. And the reason why the Australian team is so much admired is because you'll never find them underprepared or less prepared in all aspects of the game, particularly fielding. Is something that our team has not yet fully learnt. Ball on the stumps, nicely driven. Very good fielding. Very, very good fielding by the cover fielder. Seems to be in a slightly different uniform than his mates. The cover fielder. Again, nicely driven. Looks a very nice player, this man. And the surprise is, why did he not come higher up the order? I have no words. When you have such a technically competent player, why would you send someone else ahead of him? Look at this. So nicely behind the line. High elbow, meeting the ball under his eyes. When youngsters do that, as does Shubman Gill, you begin to admire them. This was lucky, very lucky. Not the first time that the ball has gone through the slips. Fine for 4, the batter not in control.
బౌలర్ పేరు
8 overs done. And looking far better at this point of time. NBS challengers. Samuel. Ball on the stumps. must count himself lucky that there are no LBWs in this tournament, or else this was hitting middle and leg stump. Another youngster with a lot of promise. Samuel does a lot of things right, and these are the things that people who pick young players look for. Not this. Not this. The second time he missed his run-up. I think it is over-eagerness from a young man, but I'd rather have someone who's over-eager than someone who's under-eager. And Sam looks impressive. For 3. Also, Satish looks impressive. He's looked so good, so calm, under pressure, and moves towards the ball, gets behind the ball. And what is happening is Satish's innings is helping Fayaz. Fayaz is looking better now. This was clever, but very lucky. The ball fell far away from both of the fielders who had a chance. And is looking much, much better now. After those first 3 wickets, it actually looked depressing for the team's perspective. They were just being rolled over. Ball on the stumps, trying to get a single. Oh, why was nobody backing up? These are elementary things in cricket that make a big difference. It is these small things that make a big difference. Fielding is extremely important. All youngsters who take up this game realize it's possibly your fielding that will get you in or keep you out of teams. Nicely played, very nicely played, and good running. This one they were looking for an overthrow, but they gave up that plan. 44 for 3. At 5 and over was unimaginable 4 overs back. But the set looking settled now. Both these batters, Satish is looking good. Fayaz is getting better. Ball on the stumps, hit in the air. And again, dear Samuel, back up please. These are basics of the game. He was taking a walk away from the wicket when the shy was made at the stumps. Not really. You'd never see an Australian or a South African teenager do this. They will be behind the stumps. Fielding is important for them, not for the Indians. That has been our biggest problem since ages. And your fielding shows your love for the game. That's the most important thing for youngsters. Rahman is the new man with the bowling duty. Rahman, it was. Rahman it is, who's bowling now to Satish. Another nice loose-limbed shot, and the ball stops because of the grass, very heavy grass covering, and the ball has not moved fluently once it is hit into the field, the outfield. Two for Satish. Hit in the air, Satish. He will learn that hitting the ball in the air is not an option. Not in the first 10 overs of your innings, even if it's a T20 match. But he's looked so good since he came in, Satish. 23 of 18, 3 boundaries. And what was he trying to do, Fayaz? This is a penalty corner. This is not a cricketing shot. He almost lost his wicket. Sudden rush of blood. Rahman. Has kept the ball on the stumps. Rahman nicely tucked towards, turned towards deep mid-wicket. Just the 1 run. Sensible shot after a, not a sensible shot, it was the previous one. Satish back on strike. Again hits in the air. Again deliberately, not with full power. Gets another single, Satish. The last ball of the 10th over. Rahman finishing off. And Fayaz gave him, actually showed him the dummy. Shaped as if he'll try to hit through the offside, but left the ball alone. Managed to confuse the batter, and did Fayaz. Again, this time hits hard, gets a single. End of 10 overs. 52 for 3. NBS team challenges. Getting to the 50. Their 50 in the 10th over. A small break now. Join us after the break.
बैठ सकते नहीं, बातें करी मेरी लिख ले कहीं, चल निकले कहीं।
The Royal T20 League being held here in the beautiful ground at the Vijayanand Sports Complex here in Attapur, being held for a cause, admirable cause. And the main sponsor of this tournament the first over, the second half commences in the second match in the four-team tournament, four-day tournament. And this is hammered, and this is a six. He has been trying this in some time, but Fayyaz does it now. Lands the ball well over long on for a six. The main sponsors for this tournament, Magnum Insurance Broking, the power of advice. And this tournament becoming a reality because of the efforts of so many patrons. Good fielding by Samuel. Restricts the scoring only to a single. Again, this time it is Satish who pulled the slightly short delivery towards deep square leg and got a single. They're growing in confidence, these batters. And now much more of an even contest, this one. Sangeet Reddy in operation. This time hit hard towards cow corner just for a single. And the way they are going, NVS team challenges, they should aim for 125 at least from here. And that'll be a meaningful total. This should have been out if it was an LBW. Given a leg by this one. The score has moved on to 62 for 3 after 11 overs. Fires on 20, Satish 25. This was wavered up wide after a long time, and another good fielding effort by Samuel. Shows the youngster wants to do well, has a big heart, and puts in his best efforts. Beautiful to see youngsters do all these things without having to be told. 65 for 3. This time hammered the fielder at mid-wicket. This was disastrous. Satish to blame. Yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. And it is no hope now. Fayaz walks away. Unfortunate run out. And the way both of them were batting, it looked the only way they'll be dismissed. Very nice innings. That good partnership resurrected them. But they should have consolidated. They'll have to start from scratch once again. Young teams make these mistakes and then learn from them. Very unfortunate dismissal, this one. Aryan Rajesh, the new man in, And I hope Satish is not affected by this run out. Focuses back once again and takes control from there. Ball on the stumps. Doesn't get a lot of power in. This time, thankfully, they don't think of the second run. Aryan Rajesh has the responsibility first of turning the strike over, taking a lot of singles and giving Satish most of the strike. And then when he settles in, rub shoulders with Satish. Good bowling. Very, very good bowling. This was the quicker one from Raidu. Very thoughtful, clever bowling. Cunning bowling. Ball on the stumps. How many times have we seen batters escape because there's no LBW in this tournament? This would have been gone. But batters must be very careful of trying to be too smart with this, because in trying to take advantage of the fact that there are no LBWs, you can be bowled. So playing the ball on the stumps across the line is not a clever thing to do. More now because both these boys require a partnership. Their team is clearly on the back foot. Ball on the leg stump, strikes the pads. Just the one run taken. End of a very smart over from C.V. Raidu. 69 for 4 after 12 overs. NVS team challenges. Heaves the ball, Aryan Rajesh gets a single. The biggest of all the players that we have seen in this setup. And seems to have the muscle that is so important from here on. But he must spend time at the crease. Still too early to be hitting out big. Lovely shot, this one, but a simple catch. Again, Samuel, my man. What a comfortably taken catch. And I have a feeling that Satish was affected by that run out. That run out led to this dismissal. He kept thinking about it. Another lesson that he will learn, Satish. Forget the past, move on. Look forward. Don't drive by looking back, because you'll be involved in an accident. Very nice inning, Satish. But a couple of years from now, you'll hear a lot more about this man. He's a very, very good player. Technically sound. The biggest news you can give regarding a young player. But he must learn, like Virat Kohli did, to convert the 40s, 30s and 40s into 70s and 80s. That's not easy. shot on him next time. I actually walked up to her. Why do you Sunday now? Monday ఉంటుంది. Tuesday, Wednesday కూడా ఉంటాయి. ప్రతిరోజు మనం కాదు. Get a shot in that. Adi, that was the difference between Mohammad Khan and Yuvraj Singh. వాళ్ళే అంత టాలెంట్ లేదు కాబట్టి ఉన్న అవకాశాన్ని కూడా సద్వినియోగం. 70 for 5. Not a good scorecard for NBS team. Challenges to have. We are in the second match of the Royal T20 League being held here in this beautiful ground. Never to forget the fact that this tournament is being held for a cause, for a noble cause. And hats off to the organizers and all the participants for doing their bit for a noble cause. Another good ball on the stumps. They were thinking of a second run. Suicide happens twice. There was just a run out some time back. Ball on the stumps, driven straight to the cover fielder. I have a funny feeling that there's a run out somewhere around this corner. And both batters need to calm down and stick there. Stupid attempts at singles. And trying to get a run at the cost of a wicket is never a very good equation. The end of another nice over. 71 for 5.
My baby, my Valentine. And I didn't keep my temperature the rise. You leave me a guy, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. Your loving me totally. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your body. Now I need a chemistry. Open up, make I see one. You're my love, quantity. Can you make it bad, man? No.
ఇప్పుడే 5 వికెట్లు పడ్డాయి. Oh. Guess what? There's another quick single. And if I was the captain of this team, I'd be in an ICU by now. Ridiculous running. And I repeat, you take one run at the expense of a wicket. Not clever thinking, I'm sorry. Play out 6 dot balls, that's still okay. Not a wicket to be lost now. This is good. This is good, got a top of the ball. And look at that. Look at that. They're trying for the second. There is something called common sense, so important in this game. And this was my problem. తెలిసిపోతుంది. ఇప్పుడు హార్దిక్ పాండ్యాని చూస్తే this is very good bowling, and what is happening is the bowlers are just bowling on the stumps, not trying anything fancy. It is the batters who are trying too many fancy things, and they're getting into more and more trouble. Somebody should calm their heads down, play common sense cricket. Just slightly wide. And I like this bowling action of this man. He whips that wrist across. That is so beneficial for a bowler, because then you can hit that pitch because you cock that wrist and then give it work to do. Look at this. Look at that. That is the reason why he gets pace. He can get bounce as well. And all the bowlers have bowled very sensibly. This looks a very professional kind of a team that knows its game. Everybody has a clear role to play. Everybody is clear about what they're supposed to do and not do. This is teamwork. Good bowling, very good bowling. And look at the field setting. Every time the batters are hitting the ball, it is going to a fielder, which means that the bowler is also bowling to a plan. Wonderful to watch. Such kind of cricket. One more over completed, and the NVS team challengers beginning to lose the challenge. They still can recover. They still can come back. The great game of cricket allows you a second opportunity. But are they willing for the second opportunity? It does not look like. Just calm head, common sense, and you get your chance, then do what is necessary. They're trying too many things. The envious team challenges. Too many wickets with just 6 overs left. If you lose another wicket, tailenders will start coming in. Nice shot, this one. The ball takes the thick outside edge. Was deliberately played. And just the 1 run taken. This was, oh, I think it took his fingers. Wonderful fielding effort. Wonderful fielding effort. Saved a certain boundary. And this team looks extremely determined as well. They have looked professional. They played their roles to perfection. And this commitment is very good news for the team as they go deeper into the tournament. A lot of people assume it is the big things that matter. It is the small things that count in this wonderful game. The small things that add to big results at the end. Ask the Sri Lankans, they'll tell you, was this necessary? Not a clever shot. He knows it was not a clever shot. Would have cost him his wicket. God, this is just more than, yes, just, oh, this is ridiculous batting, I must say. This team has left its thought at home and come here. Thoughtless cricket. Reminds me of what happened to Team Afghanistan in the Asia Cup. They first played stupid cricket, and then they were depending on all others to help them to get to the semi-finals. Even if you get to the semi-finals, that is not a respectful way to achieve anything. In the meanwhile, Dunami's cricket team playing common sense cricket and benefiting by it. Its opponents, NBS team challengers, 78 for 6, getting further and further into trouble. అంత హైట్ ఉన్న మనిషి కేరళలో ఫస్ట్ మ్యాచ్లో ఒకడు సెంచరీ కొట్టాడు, దాని తర్వాత లేదు. ఇదే రసల్లాగా ఇది యూజ్ చేయని వాళ్ళకి చిరాకు వస్తుంది చూడండి. Another over. And will the fate of this team change? They've struggled. They've really struggled. And Samuel. This boy is turning into one of my personal favorites. I love this attitude of this man. He's there, and the ball seems to follow him. This is good bowling. Very, very good bowling. And they want the second run again. More runouts. Don't be surprised. Just wait and watch. The man with the muscle the ball over long off for a 6. More to come. Not against this bowling. This bowling is too clever and very sensible as well. The odd 6 and 4, yes, but regularly I'm not so sure. Good shot, this one. Whipped towards long on. This is poor fielding. The first sign of bad cricket from this team in this contest. It can happen to the best of teams. We've seen the Australians drop catches. Good bowling. Very, very good bowling, this one. And further proof that they've kept their head even as their opponents continue to commit harakiri. వాళ్ళకి అసలు రన్స్ మీద ఫోకస్ లేదు. ఫోకస్ ఇట్లా డిఫెన్సివ్ ఆడితే చూడటానికి వెళ్ళేవాళ్ళం. రిఫ్లెక్షన్ కలిసి ఐడియా కావడం బయట వచ్చారు బై యాక్సిడెంట్. ముందుకు వెళ్ళిపోతుంటే ఎక్కడ చూసాను ఎప్పుడు లేడు. సడన్ గా వాడికి ఇలా ఉండేది వాడికి ఇలాగా ఇలా ఉంటున్నాడు. ఎవరు పట్టించుకుంటారు? మిగతా వెనక్కి వచ్చాను. హ్యాండ్ షేక్ చేసి మాట్లాడు. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ డే టెస్ట్ మ్యాచ్ అయితే ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ బట్ ఐ హోప్ ఇట్ గెట్స్ అప్పుడు ప్రభుత్వం ఐ జాయిన్ ఇట్స్ it's amazing. May the best team win, but I love your defenses. Beautiful. Bat and bat close together, head on the ball. ఆ పేరు మార్చారు. T500 cricket. T450 na? T450. They're fighting it out, this team. And this is a full toss. Given a no ball. Should have been a run out. And how many times have we seen nobody backing up? These are elementary basics of the game. Test match cricket, T20 cricket, doesn't matter. The basics remain the same. And you can run out a batter of a no ball. Now there is a free hit. And the right man there for the free hit. They get just a single. And believe me, they're again trying for a second run. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is thump towards long on. Just the one run. Nicely hit. Just wide of the extra cover fielder. Boundary after a long time. The 100 of the innings comes up. 103 for 6. Our NBS team challenges. But far less than they can feel safe with. They'll have to get to 135, 140. This ball takes the top edge. And easily taken. Again, losing wickets at important occasions.
राइट है वोडका विस्की रम पिएंगे हो जाएंगे टल्ली सेक्टर 17 गेड़ी मारे यार की तेरी गली you baby lose yourself आज तुए करेंगे सिंग overthink.
मुझे ना सब
Ball just outside the off stump. And one thing has remained constant through this innings, the good bowling. They're bowling just outside the off stump, not giving much pace, not giving room for batters to free their arms. This team must be complimented for the kind of professional display that we have seen in terms of their bowling, even batting and even their fielding. 103 for 7. 18 balls left. So maybe another 30 runs from here. Possible. But Samuel comes over from the other end. Gives great happiness when you see youngsters with commitment, youngsters who think about the game, youngsters who don't only have talent, who do a lot of things right. Go Sam, go. What a performance. Lovely delivery. Oh. A little bit more of effort I thought was necessary. But this man has run in and bowled fast. The way he does things, he reminds a lot of Hassan Ali. Lot of energy, full commitment, always willing to fight, willing to get injured. Look at this. Ball on the stumps, beats the batter. What a youngster. And let's not forget the bowlers who bowled those first, the opening overs. They were tremendous. They throttled this team and made it very difficult for them. Then a partnership came, but they're still struggling. And we as team challengers. The ball takes the pad and they get a leg by. What is so good about this man? Samuel runs in quick, bowls just outside the off stump, bowls that lovely length that is so important for a quick bowler, and is persistent. He will keep doing that almost every ball. And like the Australians say, it is doing those boring things that makes your careers interesting. He does a lot of that so well. For a youngster, it's very impressive. Somebody must take him under his wings and then nurture him and nurse this boy. Beautiful bowling. Very, very good bowling again. And this time, for a change, they get the second run they wanted without much struggle. Oh, this was too fancy. They're just too fancy. You must have the skill to play that kind of a shot against fast bowlers. Joe Root does it. Rishabh Pant does it. But we're talking about talent. Extremely talented and highly practiced players these are. Ball on the stumps again. Impressive spell continues from this little man. 109 for 7. 12 balls left. What can they make out of these 12 balls? We'll find out. The penultimate over of this contest, the first innings, ball on the stumps. Oh, that is terrific bowling. He started this innings and he continues. Naresh Naik. Keep an eye on this boy. He's very impressive. And it is such young talent that needs attention and encouragement. Two wickets left. This would have been one more left. This is terrific bowling. And Shashi it is, showing no signs of trying to remain in the remaining balls, the 9 balls that are left, and appears just a matter of time. Lovely bowling. It does not take an astrologer to predict. This was due.
Everywhere but die. जसमाना साथ में क्या सुन हाँ कुड़ियां दी मैं जान कुड़े यूके तो पाकिस्तान कुड़े कुड़ियां मैनू देख के दियां ओ या मैं क्रेजी खान कुड़े सलूना शाहरुख खान कुड़े मैनू ताबी मलर आन कुड़े ओ या ना तू चोरी ना तू डक्का ना किते दा खुदा दा कहंदे मैनू बैड मुंडा
One more wicket. Just a matter of time. And heel done. The ball creeping onto the stump. And Naresh Naik finishes with a 4-wicket haul.
Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I get drunk, wake up, I'm wasted still. Realize the time that I wasted. I feel like you can't feel the way I'll be fucked up if you can't be right. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right. I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe in love. It's been difficult for me to trust, and I'm afraid that I'ma fuck it up. That I can leave you stranded, 'cause you ain't never left me empty-handed. And you know that I can't live without you. So baby, stay. You can't be right.
Naughty, naughty, naughty,
ਪਸੰਦ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੇਠਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖੇਗੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਯਾਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਊਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਏ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਇਸ਼ਕੇ ਦੇ ਰਾਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੁਲ ਕੇ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੱਸ ਕੇ ਸਹਿ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ਼ਕੇ ਦੇ ਰਾਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੁਲ ਕੇ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੱਸ ਕੇ ਸਹਿ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਰੋਲਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਜਜ਼ਬਾਤ ਜਦੋਂ ਰੋਲੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਏ ਦਿਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਏ ਦਿਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਟੁੱਟੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ
tonight by the water. She's gone astray, so far away from her father's daughter. She just wants a life for a baby. All on her own, no one will know. She's got to save him. She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. She tells him your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna go and have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got to do. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry.
Single mom, what you doing out there? Facing the hard life without no fear. Just see and know that you really care. Cause any obstacle come, you well prepare. And no, mama, you never shed tear. Cause you have to set things year after year. And you give the youth love beyond compare. You find the movie and the bus fare. Already past disappear. In a wrong mark, can't find it nowhere. Steadily your workflow, the believe you know. So you're not start no time, no time for you there.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep all the gold. When he looks in her eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry.
Bang, bang, bang.
All set for the match to begin. The response that Ashwin Chitrala is due to be on strike. And Dunamis cricket team, if they bat the way they bowled in the first few overs, then we could be in for an early finish. But looks a very professional, well-groomed team, this one. Dunamis. And early indications, it'll be a surprise if they don't make it to the title clash. Good delivery, left alone. There's a lot of chirp from the players. And Ashwin Chitrala on strike. And they did what their opponent should have done early on. Ball on the stumps. Another bowler who's bowling off just a couple of steps and bowling good pace. I've never seen this done before by one. I'm seeing two in this match. This is wonderful bowling. Very lucky not to be dismissed, the batter. Went chasing at the ball outside the off stump. And terrific bowling. Aryan Rajesh has been very impressive. There's a slap towards gully. A direct hit could have caused a run out, no damage done. If a direct hit was scored, would have made it very interesting, but Suraj. This is fantastic bowling. So, NVS team challengers are saying, you want to win this, you'll have to earn it. We will not let you do this easily. This was beautifully played, and the ball speeds to the fence, just slightly fuller in length. And Ashwin Chitrala seizes on the chance. Sends the ball screaming to the straight fence. And in an outfield that is very grassy, the ball still raced to the fence. Good contest, very, very good contest. Trying to play a very fancy kind of a shot. Didn't look elegant, was not effective as well. Suraj it is. Tried that fancy shot. Should be careful. Shouldn't try anything like that against Aryan Rajesh. This is hit. Not timed well. Wanted to hit it square, but ended up hitting it to mid-off. And Good fight building between the two teams. This time, hits the ball in the air. Could have been an easy catch, just falling short of, I think it is Fayaz who was there at mid-wicket. Sampath Reddy is bowling well. There's a sliced, beautiful shot this one. And the ball has enough legs on it. Gets to the fence. Terrific shot this one. (11 for no loss). Early intent from Dunamis cricket team. And this is thumped towards the cover fence. Beautifully driven, showing the full face of the bat, and the ball raced, hurried to the cover fence. 15 not already, with one ball left in the second over. Not only making an early statement, they're forcefully reminding their opponents. This is good bowling and very, very good running. 16 for no loss after 2 overs to Namis cricket team. The average score at this ground apparently is 157, and the envious score was well below par against a very, very good bowling unit and a very good fielding unit. Do not miss. This is good bowling, nicely turned towards mid-on. They get through for a single. It's not just the boundaries, the runs, the singles are coming. And it's a nuisance that envious challengers team. This is very nicely played, very cleverly played actually. And one more boundary. This score is racing. (21) it is, just 14 balls bowled. And they're playing Aryan Rajesh very cleverly, using his pace rather than trying to hit through the line. Again, a clever shot. Very, very good batting. They do look a team that has come prepared. Dunamis cricket team. And the other teams beware of this side. Beautifully turned. There's a short fine leg. Stopped well by the fielder there. And they make it through for another single. Given wide by the umpire. Slipping down the leg side. putting in, trying too hard actually. This was another SKY shot, lapping the ball. A lot of batters are beginning to play this shot with a lot of panache these days. Again using his pace. He looked threatening, Aryan Rajesh, the first over, but they found a way to tackle him. And they're doing it very cleverly. There's his hit again, not timed well. Mid-off collects the ball, and the over ends 28 for no loss after 3. నా ప్రాబ్లం వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు. 85 in 102 balls should not be too much of a problem. Satish, who shone with the bat, comes in and bowls. Nice, lovely action. Is he a Stoinis in the making? Actually, he's a very stylish player, so it's very unfair to call him Stoinis. But the all-round ability is what I'm referring to. Has a nice, easy action, this man. Another young talent that must be nurtured. This was a risky shot to play, but given the fact that LBWs are not there, batters must be careful. They can be bold. So playing the ball across the line on the ball that is on the stumps is not a clever thing to do at the beginning of your innings. Smashes, slashes actually, and gets the ball through to square third man for 4 runs. Very little man is Satish, but he gives you the impression that he knows his game and he knows the game. And both are very important features. The contrast between the two teams at this point, NBS was struggling and Dunamis are dominant at this point of time. Nice hands, very nice hands through the ball. And they take the second on the misfield. This is very, very good running. Quietly but confidently, they are running away with this match. Dunamis cricket team. Good ball again. Very nicely turned towards deep mid-wicket. Just the 1 run accrues. .36 for no loss. The last ball of the 4th over at 9 and over. They are going now. Beautifully driven over the mid-on fielder. Not much wrong that Satish did. It was proactive batting that led to this shot. Nothing for Satish to feel discouraged. 4 overs 40, 10 runs and over. They've made substantial progress, the Dunamis cricket team, in their quest for a victory in their first match itself. And looks like the keeper is going to stand up to the stumps. Or is he? Yes, it is. He is going to move up to the stumps. The 5th over begins. 2 more overs of the power play still left. And Dunamis are looking formidable already. Shiva starting a fresh over. Balls outside the leg stump. Given a wide by the umpire. Nicely turned towards short fine leg. Is there a run out chance? Fortunately, the batter hadn't gone too far. Makes it back. 41. And the 4th over hasn't yet started. Or has it? Nicely driven, but straight to the cover fielder. They've looked much superior. Dunamis in almost all aspects of the game. They've got a strong team. Dunamis. Nicely flicked. And the catch has been dropped straight into the fielder's hands. Was a very good attempt. But straight in and straight out. Not easy because you don't know which way to cup your hands. And the ball came a bit quicker than he anticipated. So the first miss of this innings. Catch put down. That will deflate them further. Good, very good running. And clever batting. Knowing that the runs are not coming, at least take the singles. Ashwin Chitral on 23 of 16. He's hit 4 boundaries. Suraj 17 of 11. He's hit 3 boundaries. Both having a strike rate of around 150. And that is substantial. This is cleverly played. And very, very good running. This is wonderful running. Wonderful running this is. Great game awareness. And great energy. This was one for the throw because the ball was near the fence. And this is terrific cricket. showing a lot of very good signs. Dunamis, too early to say, but this way they could become one of the favorites of the tournament. Nicely played, nicely bowled as well. And very soon we'll see Dunamis shoveling their opponents out of this contest. Five overs completed. Still going at 9 and over. 45 without loss. Dunamis cricket team. The last power play over, and it's all been power and play for Dunamis. This given a wide by the umpire. The initial feeling was that the ball hit the pad, but maybe it hit the pad of the keeper. The umpiring has been very, very good indeed. Everything about this tournament has been excellent. Hits the ball in the air and gets his team to a 50. Or does it? Good fielding by the fielder. Ran all the way back. Saved at least 1 run. Saved 2 runs. Nicely played. Cleverly played, actually. 49 it is. 1 short of a 50. And 64 and 88 required now. They're very close to the halfway stage with less than a third of the overs completed. Does that tell you a story? It does tell you a story. Nicely played. The mid-wicket fielder runs in and just concedes 1 run. The 50 of the innings in just 5.4 overs. 5.3 overs actually. Nice to see Satish. Ball on the stumps. Mowed towards mid-wicket. Just the 1 run. 51 it is. And just 62 of 86. That's the equation. For NVS, they have to take a clutch of wickets. If they have to get back into this match, they're not getting wickets, they're conceding boundaries. Very good fielding effort by the fielder in the deep. 2 more runs. Much better over from Satish. He gave away 12 in the first over. He's given away 8 in this. A youngster to look out for, Satish. Again hit. This time straight to the long on fielder. Just 1 run. That completes Satish's second over. 9 off his second. And after 6, it is 54 for no loss. Dunamis Cricket Club. Still going at 9 and over. Dunamis. At this point, they look to have shut their opponents out of this match. 59 and 84 it is. Now, even DLS, they're far ahead. Par score is 27. They're twice that number of runs, so they are in Chandrayaan mode. This is beautifully played. Lot of work for the fielder and very, very good running. Good backing up as well. .56 without breaking a sweat. Dunamis putting on a lesson for their opponents to learn. Nicely played. Another 2 runs at least. Will the ball reach the fence? They're doing it with the precision of surgeons. This is surgery. And they have not even applied anesthesia to their opponents. They're doing it with such grace. It was very clear and has been very clear. This team is very well prepared. That's good news for the club. Beautifully driven. Wonderful attempt by the fielder. But this was timed superbly. The ball thudding into the fence. Ashwin Chitrala firing his team along. 35 of 24 deliveries, 5 boundaries. This was his 5th. And D. Suraj, 24 of 15, 3 boundaries. Both scoring at 145 and 160 strike rate. Nicely turned. .63 it is. 6.4 overs. Now this is cross 10. Or is it? No. It still is on 9 per over. And they'll be happy to surpass their opponent's score easily, crossing over for another. Now this is crossed 9 for the first time in this innings, I think. 1 ball left, and it is slightly over 9.1, the run rate that they have now. And unless they score a boundary or do something violent. Yes, he does. He is looking so good. Ashwin Chitrala making a statement. .65 for not having lost a wicket, just 7 overs, is 9.3 and over. And 48 in 78 balls. If the number of runs required are less than 50, then 2 things happen. The team that is batting feels much easier, breathes easier, and the fielding team breathes heavily. Systematically dismantled the envious challenger team. And Dunamis doing it like Australia does it. systematically. No violence involved, but the results are devastating. Upender comes into bowl. Can he change the fortunes of his team? Or will Dunamis par along from here? I suspect the second option will happen. Lovely shot. Gets closer to the pitch of the ball. Head on top. Shows the full face. And no risk but high returns. Just the single. 65 it is. 66 it is. Nicely dabbed towards a fielder who's halfway between the 30-yard circle and defense. And just the one run. So it is 67 already this team now. And 46 more. Again, nicely played. This time, they don't hurry the fielder. Just get a comfortable second single run. And why do they have to do something fancy when things are happening comfortably? They're batting like people plan their retirement at a young age. No risk, no tension, just comfortably planning and living. This was awareness that he will not be LBW if he misses the ball. The Royal T20 tournament. Nicely played this one. This time the fielder was exactly where he should have been. And the ball going straight to the fielder. No runs taken. The first day's play drawing to a close. We had a first match in which one team was clearly superior. Now we have a second match in which one team has actually dominated. Dunamis is the dominant side. Envious is the side that is playing catching up. Fresh over, very nicely glided towards fine leg. They get another 2 runs. Nicely playing the way KL Rahul does, getting to the line of the ball and chipping it for a single. This is happening without any fuss at all. And stroll in the park it is. Easy catch. And they're celebrating the dismissal. George has turned. Dammala is the new man in. And nicely driven. Very nicely driven. Good early intent by George. Gets off the mark. And Ashwin Chitrala looks ever so fluent, so much in control. Doesn't look likely to do anything utterly stupid. And that's the Shubman Gill phenomenon that we are getting so familiar with. Every chance he gets, he'll make it count, whatever the kind of match that he plays. And that's clever, that's mature. 9 overs done, 73 for 1. It's just 40 more runs of 66 balls that are left for Dynamis to get their first victory in under their belt. Very nicely guided towards short third. The first ball of a fresh over. Upender it is who's bowling. And actually doing this in a canter. The Dynamis cricket team this is bowled wide, given a wide. It is just 38 runs required now. I have a feeling that sometime very soon, one or both of these batters will put his foot on the gas. Nicely, very nicely played. Two fielders racing to get to it. And they come back for an easy second run. George has turned. Damala looks so much in control. And it's more misery for the envious challenger team. Beautifully played. And the stumps saved runs. So nice at this level to see batters showing the full face, timing the ball well. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Play with soft hands, get a quick single. Simple. And we talk about the game of cricket as a complex game. No, it is not. You can make it simple unless you think complex. This is thumped. Very nicely played, nicely fielded as well. 79 for 1 it is now. Now it is 34 runs. Nicely driven. Straight to deep cover. Now both batters looking very pleasant, very much in control, and in a relaxed frame of mind. Not trying to do anything violent or too clever. Ten overs completed. Now 33 runs are required in 60 balls. Just over 3 runs an over. And I'd assume that this game will be over by the 14th over, around that time. And could be earlier as well. Could even be later. Play about to resume. And one would like to think that from here on, things will finish up very quickly. And it'll be interesting to see the approach of Dunamis. They're a professional team. I don't expect them to do anything stupid or out of the way. But I'll not be surprised if they hit a couple of crisp boundaries and get the finish done and dusted without much fuss. I don't see them taking risks, but we'll wait and see. Nicely driven. They've done this so often in this tournament, in this match. Now 32 from 59. Ashwin Chitrala. If he gets to his 50 in this over, I think it'll be mayhem after that. Good bowling. Very good bowling. Nicely played. Past the short extra cover fielder. One more run. And 30 it is now. They have a fielder in place now. Threatens to throw down the stumps. And 10.4. Given wide, it is 30 now. Good bowling. Very good over this one. Varying his length, varying his line. The 12th over. Shiva back into the attack. Ringing in the field changes. 29 from 54 now. And at the doorstep of his 50, Ashwin Chitrala. The ball takes the outside edge. He was not in control of the shot. Nicely played, and there's a misfield. We have not seen much of that from this team, and they put in their best efforts. The envious challengers. Envious team challengers. Nicely played. Will they get a couple? They will. Get it easily in the end. And 48 is Ashwin Chitrala. Chitrala indicates portraits, And he has drawn this innings like a portrait, very nicely crafted. Nicely played, shy at the stumps. Shiva says, get back to your crease. You dare take a run against me? And required run rate is 3.12 now. Nicely driven. .49 now. George is on strike. He hammers this shot and gets a single. He has looked authoritative since the time he's come in, George. 24 in 48 balls now. The formalities being addressed by the Dunamis cricket team. They're doing it like thorough professionals. Nothing untoward attempted. They're not doing anything out of the book. They even started celebrating. And the umpire, he didn't hear anything. He says, I'm sorry. It is not out. Nice bowling. And this is the chance for Ashwin Chitrala to get to his 50. What a knock this has been. Extremely responsible. Nicely driven. And that's the 50 for the standout batter in this. And he points towards his heart and says, and there, I'll be here. 22 more. Driven nicely, misfield. Just the one run. The looseness in the cricket is just a recent phenomenon. They've been very disciplined. Lovely shot again. Goes through the fielder, was there for that purpose. I have a feeling that they're going to go after the bowling now. Oh, this was lucky. This is very lucky. Trying to finish off early, and these are the perils. 13 overs done, 94 for 1. Our Dunamis cricket team. Like the Australians would say, Dynamis cricket team is winning with a lot to spare. Great game, very professional and standout team. The first ball of a fresh over, misfield. Shashi it is who started a fresh over. I think they'll take to him now. Ashwin Chitrala on strike. This was wide. And they get two. Now it is 15. So a couple of sixes and a boundary. That'll do nicely. But the batters don't seem to be in a mood to do anything like that. Nicely turned towards mid-wicket. The fielder comes in from the deep. One shot of 100. Dynamis. They have steamrolled their opponents. Again, just outside the leg stump. And not the most elegant way there to get to their 100. But they have done almost everything else so perfectly. Dynamis. Now it is 13 runs. Defended back to the bowler. Teasing as all is Ashwin Chitrala. I still feel he'll bang one. Twelve more it is. Nicely turned towards mid-wicket. And the last ball of the over to be faced by George Heston. This was nicely driven. Is still at the crease. Shashi. Hit straight to the fielder. The lack of pace in the ball. Ashwin Chitrala. A lot of discussion about the first name that he has, Ashwin. And this is nicely driven. And a wonderful attempt. Wonderful attempt. Would have been a superb catch had he taken it. But today Ashwin is destined to take his team across the line. And who can change destiny? Nicely driven towards deep extra cover. Now it is 8 runs that are required. Thumps the ball towards deep extra cover. There's a misfield. They're not still willing to do anything fancy. Do not miss. If this is their habit, it's a good habit to have. That ends, or it doesn't end. There's still one more ball left. 6 runs left. One more run. 5 more left. Ashwin Chitrala on strike. This time, he puts the ball away. And one more run to win. Winning with so much to spare. They're looking at a dangerous team. Nicely driven. Stopped with his foot. And Dunamis wins by 9 wickets. That is the result. The second match done.
Michael Jordan
Of the Royal T20 League in Algiers. To join us for post-match presentation of this match.
Everybody knows say bravo a champion. Champion, 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 champion. Everybody know Chris Gayle is a champion. Champion, we are real champion. Champion, we are real champion. Champion, we are real champion. Don't vex if your name not call. We have to leave them to bat some ball.
ఎక్కడి నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోతానండి.
you.